We have Pastor Tony Carpenter and his friend. He came all the way from the Rivers Church in Maryland, Baltimore. Come, Pastor.
It's been an honor to be here. I traveled all the way from America to Iceland to Frankfurt, Germany, then to come here just to see what God has done. The moment I walked into the sanctuary, I literally felt, Apostle Paul says, that you may experience the love of God. It's one thing about talking about the love of God or someone showing you, but an experience. The moment that I walked in the sanctuary at the Glory Dome here, I felt the presence of God, almost like a hurricane, just force came and hit me, and I couldn't move, and I just began to weep. I couldn't talk. I couldn't even express myself. Same thing with Pastor Nick. We both felt the same thing, and it is incredible what you have here. Like, never take it for granted. I promise you, this church and what's happening is. I talk more about Nigeria than any other place in the world, and the impact of this ministry and what you guys are doing, I'm telling you, it is Isaiah chapter 2 is being fulfilled, that the mountain of the Lord's house is higher than any other mountain. We are living, I feel the presence of God even now. We are living, this is the power of the Holy Spirit. We're in the golden age of the church, and this is why I've come to receive. And then last night from Wednesday night service, then commanding the day, and then the presence of God. And I text senior pastor. I said, "Sir, I feel like I've been born again." I was a drug addict. I was 21 years old, almost died in my basement. I tried to kill myself 3 different times. When God came and rescued me, I felt the same feeling, and I'm feeling it again. And I can't express how grateful I am to God. I'm praying that everyone that's watching, that you would come and experience what I'm experiencing.
Give the Lord a praise. Pastor Nick.
It's such an honor to be here. Just like Pastor Tony said, the moment that I stepped into this room, the power of God hit me like a wave. And then you spoke with us, and you put your hands on us just like this. And I've been impacted in a great way. There's no words. I'm a preacher. I have a lot of words, but I have no words. And it feels like I've been in a bubble since I've been here. And I told Pastor Tony, I said, if we left tonight, the trip was worth it from Frankfurt. The trip was worth it because I know that when I'm going back different. I'm going back changed. And just like Pastor Tony said, do not take this place for granted. And your labor is not in vain, and your prayers are not in vain. What God is doing here is supernatural and is touching the earth.
Jesus said, "Woe unto you." He was talking to the people of Israel. He said, "Many will come from the corners of the world and sit at Abraham's table, and the children of the kingdom will burn in outer darkness, because they didn't know the value of what they have." Don't be in that generation. I made up my mind never to be familiar with any grace. I have never become familiar with my Father in the Lord for over 30 years of followership. Never become familiar with him. Every day is fresh. Every day is new. And I don't want anybody, any one of us in this territory to be familiar with what God is doing. Many people were robbing Jesus, but only one connected virtue: the woman with the issue of blood. He said, people are drunkards. Oh yeah, those are familiar people. Those are people who are normally hanging around. But this one came with a touch of faith. And it is like Papa Yerebo say, your sense of value determines the flow of virtue. Your sense of value.